Let's take a quick look at the CYPE Connect interface to find out what the program is like and what its main functions are. First of all, from the File menu on the top left, we can create and save files, generate reports and drawings once we have completed our work, or manage the user license. In the top toolbar, we find different options for configuring the codes and libraries of project elements, as well as creating and editing nodes and connections, managing the view of the model, and linking a job with a BIMserver.center project. On the left-hand side, the program displays a list of nodes and their status. We can either generate nodes automatically from a structural model or enter them manually. Using the options at the top of the table, we can create, edit, and delete nodes. This allows us to define the sections involved in each of them, as well as their layout. By selecting any node in the list, a 3D view of the node appears below. The overview of the structure is displayed on the right-hand side. Here we can generate, edit, and delete nodes in a three-dimensional workspace. The program also has toolbars with added features at the top of the interface, which allow us to save the job, undo and redo actions, obtain reports and drawings, connect to our BIMserver.center account, and access general configuration options and help documents. If we select a node and click on the Connection button in the table, or use the Edit button in the group with the same name in the top toolbar, in the case of a node positioned in the space, we access the Connection, Modeling and Analysis window. This is where we find most of the program's options. There are 3 tabs in the top part of the window: Model, Analysis and Sheets. In the first one, Model, we can add the different elements that make up the connection and modify the sections of the node. To do this, we use the options available in the Operations section of the top toolbar. From here, we can also access other editing options and manage the library of connections in order to use them in other jobs. On the left-hand side, there is a list of the operations carried out to define the connection, which can be activated or deactivated. By selecting each operation in the table, we can configure its parameters using the options in the central panel. On the right-hand side, we find the window for viewing the model of the connection, where the result of the operations carried out is displayed. This window allows us to move the frame, orbit, and zoom into a completely three-dimensional environment. After completing the definition of the model, we access the Analysis tab, where we carry out the analysis and checks of the connection. In the top toolbar, we generate or create the load cases we would like to consider, as well as the loads acting on each section. Then, we use the Analysis button to start the analysis and carry out the checks. Once the analysis has been completed, the results can be checked in the groups on the right-hand side by selecting them from the drop-down menus, as well as obtaining different reports. The display on the left-hand side shows the coloured elements with the values of the chosen result, as well as their discretization in some cases. On the right-hand side, there is a series of tables displaying the maximum demand capacity ratio of the elements in the connection and the checks carried out on them. After modelling and analysing a connection, we can access the Sheets tab, where we have the tools for creating the detailed drawings. Here, we can insert views of the connection model at the desired scale that are dynamically linked to it. The programme also has traditional drawing elements and dimensioning tools. Finally, by accepting the connection window, the programme displays the updated node information in the general interface.